Welcome to Bad Teacher Tales, real talk stories and advice for teachers and those who love them, where each week we share the good, the bad, and the what the hell of daily teacher life with your hosts, Skara and Sly.
Good job.
I know my job here. It's very simple. Clap and look pretty.
With that, welcome to Bad Teacher Tales. I'm Skara.
I'm Sly.
And today we're going to do a topic episode about teacher pay.
Oh, God.
Yeah.
This isn't going to be controversial at all.
And as you can tell, I don't tell slides that mean probably absolutely nothing to some of you, so we're going to walk through it. We're going to start with...
Say it again.
NBCT TIA. Those are two separate...
I feel like that first one, you have the letters mixed up, but I think I have it as I'm not thinking the right thing. I'm thinking No Child Left Behind.
No,
and
that's not it.
I am not the acronym queen, as we can tell. I'm just like, that's letters.
I don't expect you to know that one. That is the National Board certification.
Oh, I knew I've seen that set of letters, but I've also seen 50 other sets of letters, so they don't make sense anymore. I know TIA. That doesn't... It gives me anxiety.
NBCT is National Board Certified Teacher. Mm-hmm. So, and I'll get to that in a moment for why it's important. But TIA is what?
Oh, I'm sorry. You want me to know what it stands for and do the work for it? Oh, Teacher Incentive Allotment. Oh,
congratulations.
Yes.
Ding, ding, ding. So this is something that you, if you're a teacher, you should have heard about. What is happening here?
I'm sorry. Wow.
Are you okay?
I'm really proud of myself because
you should know that it means money.
all right. So here's what I need you to understand though. While these are not going to air right away, they're being recorded a little early. I'm still on summer brain. My summer brain does not know what day of the week it is. It doesn't remember if I ate breakfast.
That means you're doing summer right.
Kind of, yeah. But then you
also,
ask me to know things.
TIA means money.
You can ask me to have summer or you can ask me to know things. They don't.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
I was so proud of myself just now. So proud.
So teacher incentive allotment, that is the money that the government of the United States gives to states to dole out to accomplished teachers. Okay, so that's how it comes down from the top of the top all the way down to us lowly teachers. But how we get it and how the state determines who receives this TIA funds, it has some rules, and there are currently two ways in Texas that you can receive the TIA. You can have a local designation, meaning that your district has come up with a way of determining that you... She's messing with her mic and looking at me like...
I just want chapstick. That's all I want.
Then get chapstick.
I'm trying, but the cord is blocking my drawer.
So you can have a local designation. That is the district having a set circumstances for teachers to be designated at different levels, and depending on your level is how much money you can get in TIA. And we're not talking about a little bit. We're talking like thousands up to 10, even 20,000 for distinct. There's actually, I think it's a master. The levels are different than any other designations that we're used to. So distinguished is not actually the highest like we're used to for our our evaluation system. So anyhow, so there's the local designation, and this is countrywide. So this is not a Texas thing.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
I didn't know that.
Well, yeah, so it comes from the government. Government gives it to the states. States gives it to the districts. Districts give it to their teachers. The other way to earn it in Texas right now is through NBCT, so becoming a National Board Certified Teacher. So that's what I did because I wanted the money. So I went and I did all the dang work in 1 year. That is a 2 to 3 year program to get my NBCT allotment. So the way that works is similar as far as how the money gets to me. The difference is that the district is not determining my level. Mm-hmm. I am automatically set as an accomplished teacher, which is like, not accomplished, sorry.
Please don't say proficient.
Yeah, basically.
You're a rock star teacher.
I'm a rock star teacher. It's a district joke if you've been here a few years. That you just have to be proficient to be a good teacher in this district or through our evaluation program. But I digress.
Yeah, that's all of Texas at this point. They're like, you
Correct.
just have to be proficient. You're a rock star, solid
Just
teacher.
Don't touch the kids or the money, and you can be a teacher.
Don't
be a hoe. So anyway, what was it? Oh yeah. So I'm basically the lowest designation, meaning I can only get a few $1,000s, or I could only get when I was a teacher, a few $1,000s.
For those of you listening to the podcast, I don't know if you could hear me roll my eyes just now,
But that was why I laughed.
but it was there.
And yes, it's still $3,500 a year for a 5-year span before I have to kind of basically redo it some work, but it's $3,500, and that's more than my stipend. So there's that. And then there's a local designation. So those are the two ways you can get this TIA, through your district or through being a National Board Certified Teacher. Well, the lovely state of Texas. If you guys haven't heard at all, there's been some talk with Texas and teachers and money and education and all the things with the vouchers, with teacher raises.
To be fair, this isn't the first year. This conversation is ongoing. But this year it kind of hit ahead with all of this stuff.
It got bigger. So in the the recent legislation that was going through the Texas House and Senate and all that, it was removing NBCT from being a TIA designated money maker, basically. Like, basically, it was saying, hey, we shouldn't give this money to these teachers anymore. And to me, I'm like, make it make sense, right? This is not state funded. This is government funded. So the state is only determining that we can no longer show that we are good teachers by being nationally certified, and that we should no longer get that money.
And now this national board certification's been around for
years and
years, like decades. I remember seeing it on job applications since I started teaching. I never knew what it meant until like just this last couple of years when they really started talking about it.
Yeah, it means a shit ton of work is what it means.
Yeah, no, which is, part of why I haven't done it. It's just also a reason why I didn't ever go back to get my master's, because I'm like, the thousands of dollars in debt for the $1,000 pay raise doesn't that math ain't,
it doesn't
mathin',
compute,
so.
right? Which is why $3,500 looks a lot more incentivizing to,
than a master's degree.
And people have told me that it's more difficult than their masters. The people that have done both, and I did mine in a year.
That's crazy.
And yeah, that's crazy. I mean, I have never done a master's to compare myself, but it was a lot of work. Anyhow, if I'm able to, and I think it was very low. I can't remember what it was like. Something like only 30% of teachers passed the first time everything. Not 30. I said 30, didn't I? I meant like 70. I don't know why. Oh, I said 70, and I was thinking of the other 30%. But anyway, so that's one thing that I just wanted to talk about, is how even when things are coming from government and we're moving it down to teachers, why are we not getting paid? Why are we teachers always the first to go? And so it does look like no longer is that the case. There was enough of us. I was one of the people that wrote in and said, this is ridiculous. We've worked hard for this money, and you're not even funding it. So why are we trying to take it away? Yeah. But it was in the bill with teacher raises. And so that's why a lot of us who have that designation were concerned it was going to be taken away, because everyone was seeing, oh, they're doing good things for teachers. Teachers are getting raises, and it was lumped in with special education reforms, which were positive things, right? Yeah. So everyone's like, yeah, pass this, even though not everything in the bill was being read and assessed. But the state has also mandated raises. You saw that? Yeah. Yeah, which is exciting for teachers. I'm just worried about the state mandated raises without the state funding. Like, where's that money coming from? Yeah.
And then you've got, like, as much as I'd love to, I really can't speak a lot to the stuff that goes on through the House and through the Senate, because I filter. I can't add that to, like, I've already left teaching once. Like, it's not going to take much to just push me over the edge to peace out again.
I did want to talk a little bit about stipends in education. Theater teachers are the most poorly paid as far as stipends go between athletics and fine arts.
I think everybody is underpaid
Everyone is underpaid. So I want that
compared to athletics.
Well, I want it to be perfectly clear that what I'm about to say does not mean that someone deserves less money. I just want it to be very obvious how little some professions and some people's times are viewed. And I say that to say I don't think that choir teachers should be paid any less. I don't think that band directors should be paid less. But I do
think that theater directors
should be paid more, and not just a little more, because I was paid the same stipend as a head theater director. Think about what my responsibilities lie in putting on a production. I have to get the rights. I have to direct the show. I have to get the costumes, the props, build a set, do the lights, do the sound, right? And that's the very base.
And teach.
Oh, wait, what?
There's not a...
I have
You
classes,
get one planning period to do
all the things.
All the things.
But that's only for one level of my students, too. Not
I know.
I have
and
4.
When people talk about like, oh, you teach 3 levels, you have 3 preps.
No.
Because this year I am blessed in the way that I have 3 6th grade classes. I have so many girls that want to be in choir. Yes. I have 2 6th grade girls classes. They are not the same students. They may have the general same lesson, but the prep is going to be different for each of them because they're not the same set of kids. One may have a lot more SPED students. One may have more GT students. And they're going to need different things.
Well, and that's going to be no matter what you teach, right?
But what I'm saying is you have one planning to plan for however many levels you teach, plus do all that prep for shows.
I have 3 different classes that I prepare for, and they are vastly different. I had theater 2, I had a tech class, and I had a production acting class, right? So those are 3 very different things that I'm having to concentrate on. Meanwhile, like that's what I'm teaching, but then there's also all that stuff I was talking about as far as stipend goes, right? And a head director for theater gets paid the same stipend as an assistant choir director.
Ooh.
Make that make sense.
Ooh.
Exactly. Ooh is exactly right. Ooh. And it actually used to be less.
Wow.
Until just the last couple of years. It used to be less
crazy.
Than an assistant choir director. Again, not that you don't have
I feel like head directors should all be paid very similarly.
I don't. Having a husband as a band director, I understand why there is some differentiation.
Yes, no, I understand why there's differentiation, but I mean similarly, as in like all 3 of our head stipends should be more
than any of the
assistant stipends. With maybe the assistant band being on the closer end to the head.
Yeah, only because I know how much more band in general has on their plate. Okay, like I get it, and maybe even orchestra, but I do think band has even more than orchestra. More because of
marching band and.
Well, I'm not even getting into the marching band.
But I'm saying
I'm thinking middle school. Well, no, because middle school doesn't have marching band.
No,
right?
But they have to go and do middle school nights. Have to do they have to go help with band camp, and they have to go do that.
They have a lot of extra things they have to do. So. That I'm like leaving them out of this category. And the reason is only because I can more easily compare and for people can understand a theater production versus a choir show. What do you have to do to prepare for a choir show? You have to get your piece of music. You have to teach it, of course, right?
Pieces, yeah.
You have to schedule the order of things, maybe come up with lights. You have to get their dresses.
Do you want me to actually tell you what I have to do?
Yeah, I'm guessing to see how close I can get.
Okay.
And then tell me what I'm missing.
Okay.
You have I know that our school has dresses, so I don't know. So depending on the concert, sometimes they have to have dresses, or you tell them what their whatever is, right? And then and I'm not talking about the day of, right? I'm only talking about the prep because the day of we can get into that. I don't really want to, but so what am I missing as far as prep?
So if it's on campus.
Yes, that's what we're going to stick with on campus.
Okay, so if it's on campus, I have to make sure that the AC has been done, same as you.
Yeah.
I have to make sure the space is available, same as you. I have to make sure it's set up the way I want, which means a meeting with the custodians. And then I kind of have to oversee it and make sure that it's done the way I need because certain things.
But that's more day of, right?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's more day of.
Yeah.
So that's fair. All right. I have to get the pieces. I have to make sure that I have different keys, different tempos, genres. That way your ears don't get tired of hearing it.
I have a question. So yes, and are those things that you order from your office, or do you have to go and get those?
Sometimes I have to go and get those.
Okay.
I can order them. I have a choice to. There are days where they're backed up or things are back ordered, and I have to. There have been times where I've had to drive downtown to go to the store, which is a nightmare. But I mean, that's few and far between. Usually they're really good about shipping and they're fast. But So there's that. There's the prepping. There's the studying of the score, the teaching of the score, all the things that go into that. And that's what my prep periods are for. But I do have to make sure that across all of my choirs, because usually when I do a concert, it's all of my classes performing. So I have to make sure it's not too much of this, too much of that, too many slow pieces, too many fast pieces. I have to make sure everything's level appropriate, as do you with theater, kind of to the degree of the show you pick and stuff. Teach it. If I'm coordinating and anyone's coming to the campus, I have to make sure that's coordinated. I need to know where my stage lights are, and if I'm doing that, I need to make sure I have an accompanist, that the piano's on, the piano's ready and tuned.
That you have your accompanist.
But otherwise,
like that's like when you talk about
it's not
actual
as much.
tasks and you put them together time-wise.
I do have to reach out to my parents, and with my parents, I need to reach out to them multiple times because just giving them a calendar at the beginning of the year, I realized this past year, does not mean they read it, even though they signed that they read it. Or that they're going to save that date as an important date. So there's a lot of contact that has to go out. And I'll admit, this past year, I dropped that ball.
Yeah, I wasn't great this past year.
Yeah,
either,
I was really bad about communication this past year. But that was because I had to put so much effort into calling home for certain things. And I didn't have the energy to sit and write up a paper after that. I just wanted to go home and decompress so I could come back the next day. But overall, I feel... having done a production with theater now.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Because this past year, the theater director and I tag teamed and we did Little Mermaid. Oh, God, no. No. I don't have to deal with costumes. I'd be like, hey, put this on. What if I don't have it? At this point, I don't care.
Put on a shirt.
I have to make sure ahead of time that I have the dresses that I need if I'm choosing to do dresses. And you said I'm messing with my mic.
Sorry to myself too. I'm apologizing to my future self for having to edit that out somehow.
That had ring. But no, so with that, I have dresses and stuff. I don't use them all the time, and I only use them for one specific class.
Okay.
Maybe ties for the boys for one specific event. But overall, my costuming, my dressing is fairly informal for my kids because it's just, here's your choir shirt and put on a pair of pants.
And it's all the same stuff, right? If you're using those dresses,
it's the same dresses.
They're all the same. You just make them fit.
I may have to make sure I get them tailored if they really need them to.
And then you send them to be washed, right?
Dry clean them. Yeah. But that's on the back end.
Yeah. So it just
it's not nearly as much as I would think theater has to do.
Yeah.
But I think on the upside, and I'm not. Please tell me if I'm wrong. On the upside, you put on one big... I know you have little things with your monologues and your UIL and all those things and your student-directed plays and stuff. But you put on one big show a year. Nope. Okay, that's how it is on my campus. One big show a year.
No, so we have UIL in the fall and then 2 student-directed in the spring, and then we do a Christmas show.
And those are for people to come see?
Holiday. Mm-hmm.
Okay. So
the holiday show is a tour, and then we do that at some sort of parent night.
Okay, so on our campus, it's just the one big show.
Oh, yeah, that's not...
Theater doesn't go on the winter tour with us.
Okay. Yeah, right, so, there are differences, but, so we actually do the bare minimum, or did the bare minimum, and that's, you really should be doing 2 to 3 shows a year.
And, I know she does UIL, and I know she does her student-directed plays, but I don't know that those are put on campus wide for hey, Thursday night.
There's not a public.
I don't think so.
Why?
I don't.
Those parents don't.
I don't know.
Okay, I'm sorry. Anyway,
no, because theater's a dumping ground. Theater and art are the dumping grounds.
Yes,
unfortunately.
I know. I lived it, right?
Mm-hmm.
So
I became
anyway,
a dumping ground for a minute. That was not fun.
Right, and then the stipends that we get are for the entire year. It's not for it's not like I get the stipend per show. Right. I know there are some districts I've talked to theater directors that they get a stipend per show, which makes more sense to me. And it's a little bit more because if you only do one show, then you're getting that versus a campus that does 3 and you're still getting the same.
Yeah.
Right. And then, but I say that because then we have athletics. And again, I don't want to get up at 6 o'clock and be here to do soccer. No. I don't want to drive, but I respect their work. I am not saying that they shouldn't be paid what they get paid.
They have a lot more commitment than we do, I think.
Theirs is just in a shorter amount of time. The problem that I'm having with how things are decided is that they get it per sport.
Okay, that I can see as fair if that per sport stipend would be equal. But they also have the 4 days a week in the morning practice.
Well, that's what I'm saying. I have
plus the evening games.
Yes, that there's a reason
So,
they get a lot more.
Yeah, no. Plus they're forced. Like I don't know if I know our coaches are all. They have to be CDL certified.
Yes. The problem
CDL
I have
license.
is when I look down at the time
Yeah.
commitment, right? I'm getting this amount that is a third of their one sport and mine is for the whole year.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know what I mean? And so like that's why I could see better a stipend per show. So I'm getting it per work I'm committing to, just like
That's
they're
fair.
getting it per sport. And theirs is in a more confined amount of time. Yeah, it's a crap ton of time that they're putting into 6 weeks, but they're getting 3 times as much.
Can I ask you a question? Do you have to
Yes.
judge stuff?
And we don't have to know.
We are required to judge high school region as well as middle school. And I totally get doing middle school region and being asked to help out with high school region. I get that. What I would rather is be asked and then paid for it.
Well,
But what
100%.
bothers me, and this happened this past year, was my daughter was going to her very first UIL in 2nd grade. She was so excited going to her very first UIL competition for creative writing. That fell on the same day as middle school region. And so my options were go to middle school region and miss my baby's UIL because I'm required to be at that region audition, or pay the $150 to my replacement. So take that money out of my I have to take that money out of my stipend because that's part of my contractual duties. I would have to pay back that $150 so they could pay the judge to replace me.
Wow. That's
So that was my options.
although
lose
that's
100
cheaper than you losing like a day.
Yeah, but I have to pay back 100. But out of our stipend, 150
Which is
really
already
not a
no.
lot.
That's what I mean. That's already
So you're asking me to pay that back so I can go be a parent or
on
do
a day,
my job
on a Saturday, right?
do my job and miss out on my students.
Yeah. So the last thing is no teachers do not get paid for summer.
No, absolutely not. We are 10-month employees.
They withhold our pay from each of our months that we are working in order to let us have money over the summer so we don't so we can pay our bills.
Because some people suck at budgeting.
Yes, that would be me.
Yeah. And so, I mean, I think along with that, people also don't realize we are contractually obligated for 189 days. That is our employment contract. I am a 189 or 182 day employee. That is how many days of this year I get paid for. I don't get paid for Saturdays and Sundays. I don't get paid for Christmas break. I don't get paid for the October break, the Thanksgiving break, the spring break, the nothing. If I'm not on that
We
campus,
have those breaks, but
I
they're
am
not
not
paid.
paid.
They're not paid breaks.
They are not paid breaks. So if it is not a day that I am standing in that room in front of students or in a district mandated professional development, I'm not paid. And even some of those days of district mandated professional development, we're not paid either.
Yeah.
So all of the summer trainings that they offer, all of the GT hours, all of the technology stuff, those are not paid days. So the 2 days that we go back for our district content training, those are paid because that's the everybody's return date. But if I wanted to go learn how to use Fabio, that super awesome smart board, that would be a day of my own free given time.
Yeah.
To go learn something on my own.
So if you have any of this kind of thing that you want to share, I know we had a teacher, oh gosh, I can't remember what season even, maybe 2, that they wanted to take his days because he was going to a conference.
Good Lord.
Yeah. And I remember there was a little bit more involved, but yeah, if you have any of these kind of experiences where Ms. Sly was talking about with you would have to pay to go see your daughter's performance because you are contractually obligated to perform this duty, then when we want to hear it, write in.
Yeah.
Tell us your story so that we can tell everybody and share it. And as normal, we strive to be a platform for you as educators to share your stories anonymously. That's why this podcast was created.
And if you ever told a teacher, it must be nice to get paid for summers off.
Don't.
You
Just
might-
don't.
You might want to go apologize. Just saying.
You do.
You do.